Rise up.
Time to rise. Rise up the consciousness. Rising 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 up the consciousness. Who are you being? Rising up the consciousness. 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 Who are you? Rising up the consciousness. 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 Third dimensional consciousness. Fourth dimensional consciousness. Fifth dimensional consciousness. Rising up the 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 consciousness. Here we go now. Wow. Here we go now. Here we go now. Wow. Here we go now. Here we go now. Wow. Here we go now. Here we go now. Wow. Here we go now. Rising up the consciousness.
Rise up to consciousness.
Rising up the consciousness. Rising up the consciousness. Rising up the consciousness. Rising up the consciousness. Rising up the consciousness. Rising up the consciousness. What are you knowing? Rising up the consciousness. Rising up the consciousness. Rising up the
Our very own P, Miss Brookie. Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day.
So you're in a hurry.
Morning, Charlie.
Well, you better calm down.
Hi, Crystal.
We're all friends around you. Just join the fun.
Kathleen, good morning.
'Cause if you're in a hurry, you're missing the point. Should enjoy the fruits of life.
Luann,
Chasing
Jennifer,
cars.
happy Saturday to you too. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day to fill your cup up with joy. Good morning, good morning.
So come on, let's play.
Hello, Erica.
Forget the rush, you're in and find a good spot. Sit down and join us as we
Share this out, please, and call everybody in here. Get our Deirdre in. She's been sleeping in the morning. Deirdre, wake up. Blue, wake up. Auntie Jean. Come on, people. It's a beautiful day. Yes, it is. It's a gorgeous day out there. Auto Bear's uncle. I love that. Good morning, Rick and Josie. Oh, hello, everybody. It's Saturday. I didn't want to get out of that bed either, and it looks like I wasn't the only one. We've got lots of people we're missing, but we got lots of people here. And you're important, you matter, and we are going to have a great time together. We're going to, first of all, go into our heart center and do the heart-brain coherence. So touching the heart, slow down your breathing, and add in the joy. Today is Saturday Fun Day, so let's think about something fun. Hold that energy in your heart. When's the last time you had fun? When's the last time you did something that made you giggle or just put a smile on your face that stayed there? Let's go into our hearts and really remember that remembrance of fun this morning. I am worthy. I am enough. I am loving my life. I am living in joy and happiness. I am making fun every day in my life. I'm ready for whatever this day brings, wherever that road leads. I'm ready to go there. I am happy. I am healthy. I'm free. And I am peace. What's your I ams this morning? I see we have Robert Dosa that's joined us. And Jennifer says, I think my dart shooting today might make me laugh. Oh, Jen, where are you playing today? Is it today or is it tonight? I don't know if there's something special going on, but let me know and maybe I can come and see you wherever that might be. And what fun have you all had lately? I want to hear. I want to hear about the fun. I want to hear about the laughter. I want to hear what's going on. I want to be a part of it too. I don't want to be left out. So share some fun. It's at Greenbrier. Okay, that's not too far away. Is it a day tournament? Oh, it's the snowman today. Well, I might just have to drop in there later on. I'll have to see how my day goes. I have some appointments, but that would be fun to come see you. And oh, Jen, it will make you laugh because you're going to have fun. And when you have fun, you're enjoying yourself and you can just relax and play. Good luck to you in that tournament. Kathleen says, I am love. I am a beloved child of God. I am pure joy. Yes, you are, Mama Hada Bear. Good morning, sweet Isabel. I got my goodbye hug from Isabel already this morning. I will be heading out of here and going over to the beach for tonight and staying there. But it's my last night and day in Isabel's home for a while. I know I'll be back here, and I've really enjoyed her family, all of her family. Her and her husband and her daughters and her fur kids. Good morning, Kathy Hand. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read a Kuan Yin card. We don't have a whole lot of I ams this morning, but I'm hoping that you all will keep putting in there what your fun is. What are you doing for fun? What have you done lately for fun that you can share with us? And let's just open up to joy this morning. Let's bring in a lot of joy into our morning cup of joy. So I pulled the Kuan Yin card, and it is the nectar of the lotus. Your devotion to helping others has the effect of squeezing the heart chakra of the Divine Mother. From her heart drips nectar, sweet, sustaining, life-affirming energy that feeds many souls. When you are full, well, and vital, you are able to nourish others. You are guided to receive your fill now for your own benefit and the benefit of all. How beautiful to know that when we are helping others, Divine Mother is just pouring out love onto us. That's why it feels so good. When we do something for another human or another animal, or we hug a tree, whatever it is that we are giving of ourselves, it's not just benefiting that person or that thing or that animal. It's really coming right back to us immediately because Divine Mother is watching and knowing what we are doing and says, here's your reward. I'm going to feed your soul with love. I'm going to fill up your heart so full of love and compassion because you've given it. And when what you give, you get. That is the law of the universe. Whatever we give out, we get back. And it's also the law of attraction that what energy we're putting out there, that type of energy comes back to us. So if we're giving and we're putting out a lot of positive vibrations and a lot of love into the world, that love comes right back to us. Deirdre, we called you in. We woke you up this morning. I was telling everybody, let's wake her up. Let's get her in here so she doesn't oversleep. So thank you for being here, Deirdre. Annie 7, good morning. And Crystal says, my coworkers and I had a fun out-of-work holiday party a few days ago. We had so much fun. We decided to have another meetup in January for the new year. That's awesome, Crystal. I love that when we can just relax and let go and get out of our normal, typical mode of being and just be ourselves. I love that for you and for your coworkers. Isabel says, I am filled with love from our Mama P. Oh, you give it right back, Isabel. You give so much love to others. You have so much compassion and so much warmth inside of you. And so, of course, it comes right back to you. You're just beautiful. Thank you so much for your hospitality and for hosting me on this leg of the journey of the Peace on Earth tour. Tabby, good morning. Kathy Hand says it will be 70 degrees here. What? You got a heat wave in Maryland. I'm going to try and sort through outdoor Christmas decorations in the basement where Colin's cats have taken over, and I hope I can salvage some of the decorations that may have been damaged either by the cats or the flooding. Well, I hope you can. Think positive. Set the intention before you even go down there and say, okay, I'm going to have the best experience possible. And it will. It definitely will be. So fun. What's going on? Jennifer's going to a dart tournament. That's always fun. I used to play darts, and that's how I met Jennifer. I've known her for years. Jen, I don't even know when we met, but I know it had to be in the 90s? I'm thinking probably the mid 90s that I met you and have known you and just loved your energy all these years. And the tournaments are such a fun time. They're a fun time to get together with others and just enjoy a little friendly competition. And it's always amazing how hard you work and how much you compete and want to win. And then whoever wins, you celebrate that with them. There's a lot of energy when you're playing this sport in particular that you congratulate each other. You go up against each other hard, but then in the end, whoever is the victor, we celebrate them because we know that person did their very best. And life is like that, isn't it? We celebrate the wins. And when we can go into it without an energy of competition or comparison, but just know that each person is doing the very best they can with what they've got. Some of us have more talent in certain areas. Some of us just love, and that's our talent, and that's who we're all about and what we do, and we celebrate that. Just think of the people that have mentored us through the years, those who have come before us that wrote and spoke and brought in messages of love and messages of helping us to grow spiritually. We don't compete with them. We don't compare ourselves and say, oh, I wish I was Eckhart Tolle. I wish I was this. No, when we are going to have a good experience in this human life, we celebrate. We celebrate those who are giving of themselves. And then, we don't try to be them. We just live the very best that we can and learn from each other. As Charlie reminds us of Ram Dass's statement, we're all just walking each other home. So in life, we can have fun. We can enjoy each other. We can be a little lenient with those who strive to have more attention than others. We can just see that person just needs that extra bit of love from us. So sometimes if there's someone in your life that is just that nag, or that person that always has to be more and do more and and show themselves and throw their chest out and in pride, we know that person is just the same as us. They're just desiring a little more attention. And maybe there's something insecure inside that's causing them to rise up in that way. But know that person is just spirit, and whatever has happened in the human experience to bring them to the place of wanting more attention, it's not our job to figure it out. It's not our job to analyze or criticize or judge. It's just our job to love. That's what we're here for, loving on each other, celebrating each other, congratulating each other. We made it through another day. That's a congratulations. That's a win for all of us, because there are no guarantees. There's nothing that says you're going to have one more minute besides this minute. Nothing is written that says that. So every minute that I breathe, every minute that I'm here on this earth plane is a win. And I am so grateful for each minute other than this one that I have. And there's been many times when I wasn't sure if I was going to have that other moment. There's been many times when things didn't look so good. And that happened on the journey. Many of you probably have heard the story of when I went through the ice storm coming out of New Mexico into Colorado. I couldn't even see the road. I couldn't see anything around me. I couldn't see cars in front of me. and there was ice on the road. So the car was, I could hear it crunching on the ice. I could hear the hill hitting my car. And there was nothing I could do. And I just said out loud, I said, God, this may be it for me. And if it is, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with whatever happens. And if you choose to get me out of this storm and get me to the other side of it, thank you. I'm grateful because I love every minute I have here on this earth plane. And I made it through that ice storm. I don't know how. I don't remember even steering the steering wheel. I remember coming through the storm and I was shaking and I pulled off on the road because I couldn't go anymore at that moment. But we are never guaranteed anything. We are never guaranteed that there's any safety. We trust that there is. We trust and believe the words that are given to us, that we are supported, we are taken care of. We trust in our angels, especially Archangel Michael, who has told us that he's protecting us, that he is guiding us and guarding us. And that's all we can do, right? That's all we can do is trust it and feel into safety. So as I went through that storm, I didn't fear. It was something that shook me for sure because of the unknown, because I didn't know that that might be it. I might run into the back of another vehicle. I might run off the road, whatever. But I wasn't afraid of death. I just wanted to get through the storm and have it over with. So, so there is a big difference. And when we know that we're guided and we know that we're loved, we don't go into fear. We go into sometimes the anxiety of the situation, but always, always trust that whatever is supposed to happen will happen. We talked about that yesterday, I believe, the perfection and trusting in the perfection of the divine plan, trusting in the perfection of divine guidance and divine timing. And when we can get to the point of believing and trusting and living our life in that way, we have peace inside. And that's the point I have finally arrived at in my life. And that storm taught me that. It taught me a lot that day. I know it was just a few minutes, but it seemed like hours. But it really did teach me the power of just trusting and knowing for certain that I was okay with whatever happened, and to really believe that and honor that. And then yesterday, as I was coming away from my doctor's appointment, which went well, by the way, and thank you all for your prayers. I know that you all were with me. You were right there with me in that room when I had the procedure. And yes, it hurt. And yes, I made it through because of all of you and your prayers. But afterwards, I was on the road, and I was telling this story last night, but I'll repeat it. Some of you have heard it, so bear with me. So I depend on my GPS. When the GPS doesn't work, Mama P is not happy because I'm very directionally challenged, and I have to either pull over off the road or try to figure out on a map, a real map, which way to go. So yesterday, I came out of the appointment and I'd stopped in Walgreens, was not familiar with this area. I was in another town here in Florida that I haven't spent a lot of time in. So my GPS is guiding me coming out of the Walgreens, and it's telling me turn left here and then turn right, and very specifically turn right. And I did, and then turn right, and I did. And as I looked up, I'm going, why are those cars coming at me? Oh, it was a one-way street, and the GPS had told me to turn right. So I was heading for a head-on collision with vehicles that were coming my way. But I was protected. Michael was looking out for me. So there was a way, there was nothing behind me. There was a way for me to back up and go back safely into the road that I had turned off of. But if I had just looked, instead of leaping when it said turn right, I probably would have noticed that, oh, that's a one-way street. I can't turn right there. And I know there had to have been a sign. I didn't see it. I still didn't see it when I went back onto the road that I came from. But I was guided. I was protected. There was no fear. There was a moment of, oh, no. I don't think I said no. I think I said another word. But we're always looked after. And if it's not your time, it's not your time. And obviously, when I went through the storm, the ice storm, and when I went on the wrong way on the road yesterday, it wasn't my time. And so that reinforces to me that I'm protected when it's not my time. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. And, there's nothing that can stop that. But for all of us, just be in the moment that you have. Just enjoy the moment that you have when you have it. And that's all we can do, right? That's all we can do. We know that God is guiding us. We know that there's a divine hand that's guiding our journeys. We said that when we did our contract to come here. We said, I'm going to accomplish certain things. I'm going to learn certain lessons. And that's why we're here. So if we're so full of fear about not surviving, if we're so full of fear about catching a disease or a virus or getting ill all the time, we're not living that plan. We're not living to our fullest to experience what we're here to experience. When we can let go of that fear and just live instead of existing and hoping that we'll not die or hoping that things won't get bad for us, then we're reaching that point that we need to be at to learn the lesson we came here to learn. If we're not learning those lessons that we said, okay, I want to know more about this during my human experience. And we're so full of distraction by fear and anxiety and chaos and confusion, we're not going to get that lesson plan. It's not going to play out. So we're going to have to repeat it and do it again. So just lighten up. That's what the angels say. Just lighten up and have fun. That's how this conversation got started. Today's a day of fun. So what have you done to have fun lately? How have you lightened up your energy and said, I'm not going to go into any worry today. Worry is off the table. Anxiety is off the table. Fear is off the table. I choose love today, and I choose to have fun. I choose to be that kid again and do whatever I want to do. Have a party. Go out and be with somebody. Go to the beach. Go to the mountain. Go to the lake. Whatever it is, just go do that. And Jennifer says, yes, there is a lot of energy. When you're at the dark tournaments, there's a lot of levity. People do laugh. People sometimes get mad at themselves. But there is a lot of beautiful energy of camaraderie and seeing each other and coming together in that space of, okay, let's enjoy ourselves today. So Jennifer, I'm right there with you. I know you're going to have fun today and throw very well today as you play that game. Kathy says, I'm dreading just going up and down the steps. You know me and my goofy hips and knees, slow and steady. Well, Kathy, turn that around. Turn that around and intend for the experience to be the very best it can be. Tell yourself, I am healthy. My hips are healthy, my legs, my knees, everything is working the very best it can work. Everything is working perfectly. And then allow that experience to happen with ease and grace, and it will. Blue, good morning to you. And Isabel says, I have chills from that story. I had a similar one. Yeah, I think if we've spent any time driving, you probably got a story about a storm or an incident with other drivers on the road. It happens. It happens. And, there's always the element of prayer that is necessary before we even begin the journey. Before you start that engine, just take a moment and say a short prayer and call in Archangel Michael. I put the shield of Archangel Michael around my vehicle, inside the vehicle, so that I stay alert and aware and know the best guidance down the roadway. But the shield of Archangel Michael can be used anywhere at any time, and especially if you're driving. Even if you're riding in the vehicle, do that with the car and the driver. Put the shield of Archangel Michael surrounding it. And Blue says, sigh. Living on the edge of the sword here during all seasons. Balance is tricky. Breathe. Yes, indeed. Bring in the love. And Blue keeps sending me those videos. I am living vicariously through you with that snow, with your animals playing in the snow. I just loved it yesterday when I saw Pocky and Gruff having a great time out in the snow playing with each other. And Tabby says, oh yes, Dr. Keenan is really, really pleased with the progress that my stump is making in healing. He says, I will be ready for a stump shrinker and prosthesis really, really soon. I am so glad to hear that, Tabby. That's beautiful. And I know that we've been praying for you and lifting you up every day. And prayer does make a difference. And Mama Hato Bear, you're so welcome. The reminder to trust, because seriously, that's what we have. And when we can go into trust, we don't have to try to control anything. We don't have to worry. We don't have to do anything other than just accept, deny, and allow, as our Marietta teaches us. And Kathy says, today my fun is blessing our community Christmas tree at the tree lighting and seeing the Christmas parade and Santa Claus. Oh, how beautiful. That is going to be fun, Kathleen. I can feel it already. And thank you for sharing that with us. Crystal says, I've been learning lessons on forgiveness and that every life is precious. It's time for fun. It's time for fun. When we're holding something inside and we're not letting go of some anger or grudge or, that low vibration energy that we can sometimes get into when we're interacting with other people. If you're holding that in, guess what? You're only hurting you. You're only hurting yourself. When you're holding in emotions, especially anger or grief, when you're holding that in, it's going to come out somehow. It'll either come out as terrible, low vibration emotions. You might start spitting anger out of your mouth, or it's going to come out in pain. It's going to show up somewhere in your body if you don't release that. It's like steam in a pot. If it's got a lid on it and there's no way for it to escape, then it's just going to start exploding and that lid will just fly off of the pot. Try it. If you've never tried that, if you're boiling something and it's just building and building, that steam is building, it's going to rise up. So the best thing you can do is to honor it. just honor it. If there's something that you're holding on to and you haven't forgiven, and the forgiveness is not for anybody else, the forgiveness is for you, so that that steam can escape. So you go into the forgiveness and you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. And when you do that and you talk to that energy inside of you that's been building, and you say, it's okay. Thank you for being there. Thank you for the experience, because I learned from that experience. And now I choose to let it go and to rise higher in my own beautiful vibration, my beautiful love vibration. So I see it's time to start putting the prayers in. So if you all will start telling us any prayers extra that's not on our list, we can remember to lift those up in our prayer time in just a few minutes. And Kathleen says, ever since I slipped on black ice and I broke my leg many years ago, I always say, I am always upheld by the spirit within me. I love that, Kathleen. I am always upheld by the spirit within me. That's beautiful. And yes, anytime that you're feeling like you can't stand on your own 2 feet, or you can't make it upstairs or downstairs or out the door, just remember those words. And that's beautiful words to speak, Kathleen. Thank you. Marietta, good morning, good morning. I was just quoting you earlier. Marietta says, we can be so much more peaceful when we believe that everything is working perfectly according to God's plan. Absolutely. Thank you for being here this morning, and many, many blessings to you and Ed, and sweet dreams. Catherine Kovacs, good morning to you and Michael and all your fur babies. And Blue says, yes, Marietta, he has our back. And well, I am a guardian. It's who I am. We all have a choice, though. For us here, there is no choice but the light of God. It's up to me. Accept, allow, align. I'm joy. Yes, indeed. Deirdre, I am literally an organic leap of faith. Hashtag trust. Yes, indeed. That trust is everything. Let's see what else we got. Tabby says, pray for me. I will be attempting menudo from scratch for the first time today. I don't know what that is, but okay, we certainly will. Jennifer is praying for your state, Terry, Kentucky. Tornadoes went through there. Oh, I didn't know that, Jennifer. Thank you. Let's add that to our list. And I'll need to check on my family and make sure they're all okay now that I'm aware of that. So thank you for sharing that. And Kathy says, that is beautiful, Kathy. Today I will claim I am always upheld by the spirit within me. Yes, yes. Deirdre says, prayers for everyone, everywhere, Gaia, and world peace, of course. Yes, yes. All right, so let's get to our prayers. If there's any that you want to update us on so that we can move on from that prayer for them, just let me know that. Oh, okay, you're cooking. All right, Tabby. We're lifting you up for the very best experience for you today. And Jennifer says, Michelle's town was hit hard. Well, let's lift up our friend Michelle Goss for blessings of health and safety for her and her family. And Blue says, the Fae are not here. Are they with you? I believe they may be. I had a lot going on last night when I was sleeping. A lot of, I went to bed with a lot on my mind. And so I woke up a lot throughout the night. And I feel like I had turned the ceiling fan on, which I hadn't been doing. So I felt a lot of energy movement in the room and more noise than usual. So Blue, they may have come for a visit for sure. So yeah, and I know they're going to go to the beach with me later on. I'll be there tonight. So I think they wanted to come see the beach without the white stuff. So yeah, I'll take good care of them and I'll send them right back to you. So our prayers this morning. Our India family, Pracheta, Pachir, and Navriti. And I think Navriti is feeling better, but I'm not 100% positive that she's completely well. So we will keep her in our prayers. Billy and Tim. And I asked the last time I talked to Billy how Tim was doing, and he still needs our prayers. He just lost his younger brother, and it's been very hard for him. And let's really keep that family in our prayers. This is their first holiday that they're going through without Richard. And I know it's going to be tough on his sons, on his grandchildren, and on his siblings. And that would be my sister Sheila's sons, Brendan and Justin. Please keep them lifted up. Prayers for Gary, James, Loretta, Joanne Castillo, and her daughter Jackie and her grandson Eris. Let's really hold that whole family in our prayers, please. Erica Hoppy, and we're praying for Erica's mom, Jean, who's in the hospital and really needs our prayers right now. For Deirdre, lifting you up, Deirdre. I hope you're feeling better today. I know you weren't feeling so well yesterday, and we prayed for you and lifted you up. So I'm hoping that today is a better day. And also praying for your daughter, Dania. For Suzanne and her family, her daughters, Jillian and Jackie, and her granddaughter, Jessa. And Denise has success, and so we're taking her off the prayer list for now. There's been a big improvement there, and so happy I'm going to be calling and talking to her, and let's just lift her one more time today and know that our prayers have been answered. Marietta and Ed, thank you, God, for a safe journey back to your home in the Keys, and so much love to you. And we're going to continue to lift both of you up for anything that's going on in your life. Leo Harley. And Leo, I haven't seen you on here, but I know that you listen. So lifting you up for a very good experience physically as well as emotionally. Prayers for Lakshmi, for DJ Blaze, and both of those are waiting on organ transplants. Lifting up Rick Morrow and Josie. And Rick said, continue prayers for Audie. Josie and I are double teaming Reiki on her this morning. Please send prayers for her healing today. Yes, we certainly will lift up our Audie very high. And Deirdre, yes, a bit better today. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Deirdre. Thank you. Prayers for Meg and Jim Lorio. I think they're both doing well, but I'll check on that also. For our Jean and Ron Lorio and their family and their fur babies. Catherine Kovacs and her family and her little fur kitties. For John Paul's family, Franco's family, Mary Jane, Pam and Gordy, Rosalind Good Vibes, Sally and Tony, Christina and Christina's family, Kathy Hand and her family, and lifting Kathy up for a very best experience possible today. Pat Moss and her sister Susan, her daughter and her grandchildren, Olivia and Tom, Becky, Charlie and his family, Hope and Zena, Andrea Gregg, Deirdre, we said, we're going to say it again, Annie Seven and Grayson and Regina and Adam, Cassandra, Destiny Ortega, Gail Zimmerman and her husband, Nick, and I'm going to try to get an update on Nick's progress. He is going through cancer, So we're going to lift him up for the best resolution there. Jennifer Langren, we're lifting you up today, Jen. Have the very best experience possible, you and Micah, and lifting you and your brothers Chuck and Ken up. Oksana, for you and Amber and your mom, Jenna, and your son, Maximus. Isabel, for you and Paul and your daughters, Inesh and Teresa. Linda Lemieux, we haven't seen her today, so let's lift her up, and her husband, Dick, and their sons, Stacy Smallord, and her husband, Josh, and their children and grandchildren. Blue and Dave Walensky, and all of your fur babies. Karen Palmer and her dad, Frankie, her husband and daughter, Marissa. Grace Isis and her father, Edwin. Kathy Caputo, physical healing for your eye and emotional healing. Raymond, the California, for any fires or anything going on, and we're adding Kentucky in there for the devastation from the storm. Tina Carzo, Tracy, Luz Orsini, Jebby, Jim, Ryan, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, Jackie, and baby Eris, Brookie, the Girardi family, Jeanette and Ernie, Dawson, Winston G. Campbell, Sean, Angel and her husband Derek, and I'll try to get an update on there as well with Derek's cancer. Lily in Norway and her mom. Catherine, baby Wyatt, baby Haven, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Elena, Tabby, Bill, Kelly, Jasmine and her daughters Anya and Myra and her mom Ronnie, Alba, Mary Lou Burdick, Kathy's friends Patty and Sonia and her co-workers, Kim Blood and her sister Chris, Deirdre's sister Steph and Bob, Edwin, Joni, Adriel, Corinne, Tiago, Tony and her husband, Tam in Utah, Vicky, Ken, Dottie and Dawn, Ruth, Stephen, Tammy Fisk and her daughter, Michelle, Bo and Candy Hand, Billy's children, Brittany Kiss, Crystal Nobles and your husband, Dean, two boys, Gabriel and Jacob, and Brody the dog, Herb, Rochelle and your mom, Rose, Bob Rice and his wife, Joanne, Soma, Julia Osborne, the Deerfield Valley in Vermont, Sharon Rhea, Karen and her family, Eric Turner, Mira Rubin, Nick and family, our Kenya family, our Gracie's sisters, Jean, Cynthia, Helena, and Edwina, all their children and their animals and fur kids, Lulu the kitty, Sherry Gatewood and brother-in-law Padama, Tammy Hill and family, Phil B., Catherine and the baby, Lynn Gallagher, Antonio Papa, Elaine Armstrong, Dania Navarro, Wendy in Florida, Wendy in the UK, Terry Wilderman and family, Monsi and her daughter, Freddie, Billy Joe, Abha, Mary Crincoli and her friends J.H. and Mike and John, Chip's family, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Kim, Camilla and Nick, Kathy and Raymond, and Charlie, if you could give us an update on Kathy and Raymond, that would be great. Lynn, here in Florida, really needs our prayers. She was in a bad car accident. We've been praying for her, but I heard from her last night, and let's lift her up emotionally as well. Sometimes we don't think about that. We think about the injuries that people sustain in a car accident. But afterward, there's a lot of reliving the accident. There's a lot of anger at the change that's taking place after an accident. So let's lift Lynn up very high today. I'm going to try to see her before I leave out of here. Prayers for Frank, Alby, Viola, Kenneth, Bobby, Max's teacher, and we're taking Jason and Heather off the list. They have complete improvement from COVID and are very grateful for our prayers. Muncie, K and F's family, those are Christina's friends. Kamal, Michigan school shooting victims, Maddie, Akil and the orphans, Noel, Heaven and Son, Yuri, Scott, Jim, Trey Horn, Julia and husband, any children who are suffering from illness or from emotional trauma, let's lift them up right now at this time. Dr. Beard, Jean, which is Erica's mom, Zila Goth, Marianne, that's from Tabby, and I think you just mentioned it again, and the women of her village in Kenya, and Henrik and Lorraine. So if there's any to add to that list, please let me know, and we certainly will put it in there. And Charlie says prayers for all the people that were impacted by the tornado and their family. Yes, that was in Kentucky. Thank you, Charlie. And Tabby says, pray for me for wisdom. I'm shopping for crystals specifically for healing so I can make a grid to amplify Blue Jean's grid work. Okay, thank you. And Rick, prayers for my neighbor Mercedes, who is with child, herniated disc, marriage is crumbling. So we're adding Mercedes onto our list. Thank you. All right, so let's go into our hearts. And first and foremost, let's give gratitude to God. Let's bless our Creator with love flowing back to the central sun, to our Father God. I call it God, call it whatever name you wish. But the love that comes into our heart flows from that central sun. Let's flow it back. Let's give some gratitude and some love back to our Creator and flow that energy between us and God, and then bringing it back into our hearts again. It's like a circle of love. So bringing it in to our heart, just feel the warmth of it. Feel that sun shining, opening up everything inside of us. All the organs, all the veins and the arteries, all the blood that's flowing inside of us, every muscle, every ligament, every cell inside of our body is opening up because of this light, because of this love that's being shown to us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God, for loving us. Thank you for being a loving God that wants the very best experience for us, that wants us to know that we can trust, to know that we are cared for and guarded and we're looked after. Thank you. So much gratitude to the divine today, to God, Divine Mother, Christ, the angels, the masters. And now let's pour that love out over all of these prayer requests. Each name is a living entity. So pouring love and lifting up each person, each animal, each place, all the waters of the earth, the mountains, the valleys, those places affected by storms and fires and earthquakes and volcanoes. And let's just shower love onto our planet, our Mama Gaia. Just pouring that love energy down to the very heart of Gaia. So from your heart inside of you, see that stream of love going down into earth, pouring it down in there, infusing our planet with beautiful healing energy. And now watch if that energy comes back up through the soil, up through the rocks, up through that top layer and into the world to bless the entire universe, coming into people, animals, trees, plants, water, the hills and the mountains. Just see that love covering everything and sending a frequency out into the galaxy of just pure love. We have just raised the vibration of the planet. We have just healed by doing this one small act of giving love. We made an impact on lives today because of love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everyone gathered here. Thank you for your service. Thank you for stepping up, for suiting up and showing up and being here for each other. And now let's give that love together as a big circle that we make around that prayer circle. We're going to take in love from each other. And we do that on the count of 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart and from my beating heart to your beating heart. You are loved. Stay in your heart today. Stay blessed. Rise up and know that you are a spark of the divine. Know that you have power when you give out your love. And I want to say good morning to my niece, Brenda, who just showed up. Thank you for being here. Let's get out of here. What do you say? Let's play the song that gets us all moving and dancing and go do some movement today. Go have some fun. I love you too, Brenda. Thank you for coming in.
So you're in a hurry? Well, you better calm down. We're all friends around you, just join the fun. 'Cause if you're in a hurry, you're missing the point. Should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins.
Bob's up and dancing. Good morning, Bob.
It's a beautiful day. Isn't all? So come on, let's play.
Come on, let's play. Time to have fun today. So go out and do something fun. Or stay in and do something fun. But make it your intention that you're going to laugh, you're going to smile, you're going to have the very best day possible. Oh, thank you, Bob. I hope you have an amazingly beautiful, wonderful day today. Thank you, Charlie. I hope you have a great day as well.
It's a beautiful day.
Come on, let's play. That's what today's all about. Just enjoy. Namaste, y'all. Have a beautiful day. I love you. I will see you later.